What is good, everybody? We are we're back. I'm back. You're back to another live stream to talk about college basketball, NBA pros picks for tonight's NBA action. Really, roughly 40 plus minutes away from tip off, and the hope is that I can run through all of these picks. My laptop, I would have been up pretty much almost an hour ago, technically, but my laptop is being uh, not nice to me today. So bear with me as I push through this. I literally have 8 picks. I don't have anything else for these games. I have four picks for college, 4 for NBA, and we'll see what happens tonight. I think, like I said, I kind of just think that these 8 picks are gonna be fine. As I always say, I'm coming off a camera real quick. As I always say, be sure to go and follow me over on Twitter or X, whichever you want to call it. I call it Twitter, at Vortex46 for all of my picks for tonight's games and pretty much every day. Like I had posted, and as I continue to post, but I had posted early this morning, as you see, 13 hours ago, over on Pickett. As I always say, check out Pickett. It's a free app on your phone. This is what it looks like, as long as my laptop will show it here. But this is what it looks like when it's on your phone. Whether I want to say you can have it on an iPhone as well, I'm not sure, but I have an Android, team Android all the way. But this is what it looks like when you are using Pickett. Gives you a daily, weekly, monthly overview of all of your picks, even for the entire year. How much you've lost, how much you've won. Gives you a daily record and everything. And so that's pretty much what it is. And so these are all of my picks. All of them. I've been stating more often than usual is that I do single picks, and every so often I'll do a parlay, but I do usually just do single picks, just simply because that's technically the best route on winning and losing, to be honest. Because you can still have, like I had last weekend, not this past weekend, but the weekend prior, you can still have losing days, because technically 2 weekends ago I started off, as I'm gonna bring up once again, I went 9-1 on Saturday the following weekend, and then the next day I went 2-9. So again, single picks for most of that, and a couple of parlays, and even the parlays didn't hit really. So this is what Pickett looks like. These I had, like I said, I had 6 wins, 4 losses, and we'll dive into a quick recap here. Gonna start with college here. I took man here to go over 71.5 points against Niagara. They pretty much cashed that easily. They scored 85 points, winning outright to 85-70. So that one cashed. Then I took Kansas State to cover the spread at -6.5. They won 65-56. So that cashed. They literally won by 9 points. So I'll gladly take that win here. Then I also took Sacred Heart to cover the spread against Fairfield. That was sort of kind of like a no-brainer for me. As I was looking at stuff on Outlier, they covered that, winning 83-62. And the under for the Wisconsin-Michigan State, I just felt like Michigan State's better defense, because I think I was 2-0, 3-0, something like that when betting with them. That their defense was gonna come through, and it did. The under hit. It was over one. I think it was like 142 or something like that, if I remember correctly, 142.5. And as you see, they scored 133 points. So I would gladly take that as a win. The losses. The one loss that I felt like should have been a win for me had I just decided to go with the right route. Kinesis, they were a +6.5. I decided to go with them instead of their opponent, which was the -6.5. yeah, that pretty much didn't work out. Kinesis got blown out. I think it was like 83 to 60 to 52 if I remember correctly. Yeah, well 82 to 52. They lost by 30 points at home. So yeah, that one did not cash. I'm kind of upset that I didn't accept that I should have went the other route. So it is what it is. So that was that loss, and that was the only loss. I went 4-1 on my college picks from last night. And um the NBA, I went 2-2, uh, if I remember correctly, um, where I had my two lock picks. The one did not cash. It was for the over with the Denver at Boston. That didn't cash. It was 233.5, and it was actually a little bit higher. Went up to 234.5. I should have just went with what the read was saying, and basically was that anytime Denver and Boston played against each other over the last 3 meetings, now 4 meetings, is that they always go under. Yes, the read was both teams were like 3-2 to the over, more on the positive side, but that didn't cash. So it is what it is, and they went under for 4 straight meetings. So it is what it is. But the other lock did hit, and that was for the Portland Trailblazers to go over 111 points, or well, to score 111 points, and that's what they did. They went into OT even against Cleveland in a loss. They were winning most of the game until Cleveland decided to wake up, right? And I was sitting there like, dag, I should have taken the spread, which they covered the spread in a loss. So whether you took the spread, whether you took the team total points, you cashed either way, and that was the one that did cash for me last night. But the other couple of losses was Chicago to go over their team total points, 114.5. That didn't cash. They scored 112, just 3 points shy, literally just 3 points shy. And I was considering, I talked about this coming back on camera. This is why I do what I do. This is why I say what I say when I'm talking about betting. You do want to go with your gut. My gut was telling me to fade the Pacers for this pick. I didn't do it. So my gut would have won last night, because I even mentioned it in yesterday's stream of saying, yes, I was considering, when I was talking about this pick, I was considering going with fading Indiana Pacers at home, team total points 127.5. It was either 128 or 127, depending on which one I wanted to choose. I was more so leaning towards 127.5, but I was like, you know what? I want to test, as always, I want to test Pacers defense against Chicago on the road, because I kind of had that feeling that, Chicago was going to have the Pacers score X amount of points. And yeah, that's what happened. And they literally hit 127 in total. So the pick would have won had I went with my gut, which was to fade the Pacers on whether it's 128.5 or 127.5. Either way, that pick was right there in front of my face, and I didn't take it. So what can you do? So that one did not cash. The one that did was the one that did not. This is the other one that didn't cash. It was Obi Toppin to score 10 points. It was 9.5, over 9.5. I kind of had the feeling that it wasn't going to go that route, just simply because of how he had played in the first half. He didn't really he scored in the first half once, and he didn't have, I don't even think he had any more points since then. Looks like, I don't know. I wasn't watching the game, but I was paying attention to more at the score and just in general what he was doing as far as him scoring. He decided to score 2 more buckets in the second half. I don't know if it was 1 bucket and 2 free throws. I don't know what it was, but yeah, he finishes with 6. Yeah, I looked at it and I was like, maybe he'll go out there. And I looked at his stuff. It was like he's averaging, roughly 9 points against Chicago. You know what I mean? And yeah, he should possibly be able to get this. But again, I was getting a little bit of a gut feeling of saying fade him, but I didn't. I just thought, let me see if he can get these 10 points. He finished with 6, so it is what it is. But the other one that did cash was the Tyler Hero over. This one was a no-brainer. Luckily enough, it landed on the number. It was his assist, 6.5. against the New York Knicks. I was considering like taking their team total points over, but I was like, I really don't kind of trust them. But I was like, let me go with a player prop, and the player prop was Tyler Hero to hit 6.5 assists or more. He pretty much had 6, I think, in the first half or something like that. So, and I only needed, no, he had 5. I remember he had 5 assists in the first half. I just needed 2 more, and he landed on 7 for the rest of the entire game. So I will gladly take that. That was minus 104. So that is what it is. That was all the picks for yesterday, and now we will dive into the picks for today. Like I said, 8 picks, and here's the thing: like 5 of the picks, which is both NBA and college, they're all total points. Literally all of them. Well, because it's 8 picks. Technically it's I think it's 7 picks, I think, if I remember correctly, of total points and one spread, but the spread is over at college though. So we'll see what happens here. So we'll start with NBA here for start with the 2 lock picks for the NBA. Let me make sure that I'm right where I'm supposed to be. Okay. So I'm coming off camera real quick and I'll come back on here. Or you know what? Let me just come here. Let me do this. Maybe my laptop will be kind, and there we go. Whoa. There we go. Okay, that was weird. That was strange. Looks like we're good. It looks like we're good. I think we're good. I'm just double checking on my phone here per the stream. I think we're good. I think we're right is right. But yeah, so first up, first lock pick for today. Again, 2 lock picks a day per the NBA. I believe I'm 24 and 13, I think. For the what am I saying? That was so I'm 1-1. So I'm one. I made a mistake on my actual record that I put on the video from earlier. I'm 1-2-1 for the month of March currently. But here we go. Let's see what we can do here today. First couple of games here. So I first lock pick. First total over. Now it did dip up, so this has me feeling really good about this pick here. Actually, a couple of my picks has me feeling really good about the choices that I made. I went with this first game here. Golden State heading to Charlotte here, taking the over. I got this over on DraftKings for the over at 222.5, minus 110, right? But as you see, the number dipped up to 228.5. So I'm feeling really good about this pick right now, currently. But let's look at the last 5 games here. Golden State on the road. The last 5 games, the overs actually hit 3 straight games, but they're 3-2 to this number here, specifically on the road. When I look at, as I always do, when I look at what they're doing as far as scoring as a team, you see here the last 5 games they scored 119, 121, 132, 105, and 107. So three games out of the 5, they've gone over 110 points. That's usually the specific number that I look at. It's like more so like 110, 115, but it's more so 110. As long as they hit the 110 mark, that, and above, that's a good comfortable spot for when you're, say, taking a team total point over or just a specific over. But you also want to look at the other team and what they're doing as far as the specific spot. But here's the thing. For Charlotte, they're 2-3 to the over when it's pertaining to scoring, over the mark. So, but again, we look at what they've done over the last 5 games. They scored 100 points, 117, 102, 114, and 104. So they're up and down, but they're more so on a trend. So if you're really looking at the trend, I don't like being a trend guy, right? But when you really look at the trend, they, down here on the 1st of February, they went under, then the 110. They went under, then they went over the next game. They didn't went under the game after that. Then they went over the game after that, and then it went under the last game at home. So you figure, per the trend, that tonight's game, they should go over the 110 points tonight. That's the trend. But we will see, because again, some games I did not pay attention to the injury report, but per this specific game, we can see that the only player that's out for the Warriors is Kuminga, and then for the Hornets, it's the usual suspects of all these players. The only real one that's really is Okogie and Taj. So LaMelo basically is playing, Bridges is playing, Diabate, all of that. All of that. Nurkic, all of that's set up for the Hornets to have a functioning, at least for the most part, a functioning starting 5 and bench and all of that. So the hope is that they will indeed hopefully score over 100 points and hopefully score 110, while also too hoping that the Warriors do the same. So that's the reason why I took. Next up, the next pick was for froze up here. I'm still here. It's just we froze up. Oh man. Okay. Looks like we're good. I was just double checking my phone here. But it looks like we're good. So hopefully it sticks and stays. So next up is the Blazers at Philly. Again, took the over. I grabbed this one earlier. Actually, so I forgot to say this. I grabbed all of these picks, most of these picks last night, like 6 of them. I definitely grabbed my 4 college picks last night, and at least 2 of the NBA picks. It was pretty much the 2 lock picks. I grabbed those last night. It was a little after 10 o'clock when I finally closed my eyes. So I was glad that I grabbed the picks that I did last night. So that worked out. But next pick, same thing. DraftKings minus 110, over 224.5 for the Blazers 76ers game. As you see, same thing. It bumped up a few. It's 228.5, minus 110 over on FanDuel. Let's look at this real briefly as possible. Last 5 games. Portland away, they're 3-2 to the over hitting currently. As you see, they're scoring 120. They've been balling 129, 121, 129, 114, 121. So they literally had one game where all the games that went over 110 points, they had one game going under the 120 and technically like the 115. So yeah, they've been balling. Like I said, I'm mad I didn't take the spread last night, but I'm just glad that I at least took the team total points. Philly, on the other hand, is 2-3 to this hitting, but they have back-to-back games here. They score 126, 110, 103, 104, 103. So this is going to be harping on, I feel like, what Portland's going to be doing on top of what Philly's going to be doing. I did get a notification on my phone a couple of hours ago, I think something like that, 3 hours, something like that, that Kelly Oubre was not playing. More to the point, Ayton is out, Grant is out. Like I said, I didn't look at another game. I didn't look at the injury report. Embiid's done. Paul George might not be playing, maybe playing. Gordon's out. Kyle's out. So I still feel like this can at least go over the 224 that I grabbed. It's probably going to be a tight sweat for real. So we'll see. what happens with that pick. But I'm just gonna go ahead and trust both teams to still go out there and score above, 110 points in total for both, and hope that they do get this 225 tonight. So that's that. But here's a team total point that I did grab. Went back to the Wizards, decided to trust them once again for the season. Taking their team total over 105.5 minus 102. Right, this is BetMGM. Let's see if this moved at all, budged or anything since I grabbed it. I think this one I grabbed today, I think, if I remember correctly. So 105, let's see where it's at. 102, it didn't budge. Same number, I think, yeah. Let's double check, I think it's the same. Yeah, it didn't budge, so that's good. Minus 102 is good. That's a sweet spot number, right? So this is a beautiful thing. They've gone under this number just 2 times out of the last 10 games. 10 games, they're averaging 114 points. Last 5 games, though, they were averaging 106, so around the number that we need them to hit. But key thing to note, though, a couple of key things to note. Miami's defense, who they're playing against, they're on the road here against Miami. Miami's allowing 111 points over the last several games here. But in the head-to-head matchup, too, as well, because I posted on Twitter, Washington is actually averaging 106 on the nose per the pick that we are looking for them to cover. They've gone 3-2 against Miami. But here's another specific key thing to note about the Wizards here is that in both games at Miami, they've gone over the 106. So they're technically, as of right now, 2-0 currently over the span of the few games that they've played against Miami. Both times they've gone over 1-0. They've hit the mark. That 105 has been hit 2 times. So they're technically right now 2-0. So this is making me feel like this can happen again for a third straight game on the road here at Miami. I decided to go with this. Let's make it happen and see what happens tonight with this pick here. And the last pick that I have is the Hawks Grizzlies. This one is to actually decided to do a little bit different one. I decided to take the under for this game. But here's the thing. I grabbed this morning, if I remember correctly, at 253.5 minus 110 on FanDuel. That's where I grabbed it at, right? So I grabbed this, but as you see, the number dipped down. I think it's like 4 points or 5 points, something like that. 249.5 now. Now it's minus 110. Best value. One might be just in general, but it's three bet 365 here. So we will. I think that's the reason why. Oh, excuse me. Just my laptop being rude right now. I'm almost out of water. But let's see if I can. Well, maybe it'll let me just like. No, it just wants to be different right now. Let me see. I can just pull it up on my phone. Oh, well, what am I saying? I don't have to pull it up on my phone. Pull it up right here. So, as you see, like I posted per outlier, per what it says, taking the under for the Hawks Grizzlies game. Both teams are 3-2 to the under here over the last 5 games. But the last 3 meetings between both teams, they're actually 3-0 to the under. So if Outlier can work with me here, I can actually show you all this information, but it doesn't want to do that. Oh, why did it switch to a totally different game? That is so strange. That is a first. That was weird. It is. I literally clicked. That was weird. Maybe this will fix. That was super strange. I don't think that's ever happened to me on my laptop. Oh, just got a notification. Paul George is out. So this is gonna be interesting for that pick. That pick maybe because again, Oubre's out. Paul George now he's out. That's gonna be interesting to see if that over is gonna hit. Um, Here we go. I just wanted to do the head to head. So yeah, so the under, as you see, 3 straight games, 3 straight meetings, whether away, whether at home, didn't matter. Here, the under hit. So I'm just believing that the under is gonna hit tonight. I'm just gonna go on ahead and take that. I'm gonna accept that. That's what it is. That's what I'm going with. Those are the overs and the specific under that I decided to go with for the NBA. Those are the 4 picks. Let's dive into college here for the 4 picks here. Oh boy, we got some spamming cheese here. Okay, it's the best that I can do. I just not sure if I can do anything else. I had some crazy random spammer stuff. Okay, so let's talk about these 4 college picks here, right? 3, I want to say it was 3 overs, right? Yep, and then a spread. So first spread, Kansas heading to Houston. This one's going to be interesting. I want to see if this is going to work out here. I grabbed this 132 and a half minus 108. As I always say, this number doesn't like, oh, another freeze. Okay, we're back. All right, cool. All right, let's continue. This number, minus 108, has been strange to me. It's been not kind to me. I'm, I think, hold on. Let me look at this. Okay, so I am now 3 and 5 to this number. This minus 108. So I had the one minus 108. Which one? What pick was that for Sacred Heart to cover this minus 6.5? So I'm now 3 and 5 to the minus 108. So let's see if we can go 4 and 6. 6 is my favorite number. It's part of my name, Vortex 46. So Sacred Heart over. This was on FanDuel. Let's go to the game here. Oh no, I'm sorry, not Sacred Heart. Houston, Kansas. Houston hosting Kansas here. So the number didn't budge at all. 102. Excuse me. No, well, it did budge. So it did move. It dipped down to minus 105 now. DraftKings. I'm a little sad that I wasn't able to grab this. So when we look at this, Kansas on the road, the last 5 games alone, they've hit this mark. 5 straight games. The over has been met and everything. So yeah, you see it. 135, 148, 141, 154, 150, 51. It's been hitting the mark every time on the road. That's Kansas's games on the road. Houston at home, they're 4-1. They did go under the number 2 games ago at home on February 22nd, but they did just almost a few days ago on the 1st of this month against Cincinnati. They went over, and then the other games was 141, 135, and 163. So per the number versus the actual number. Yeah, so I'm gonna go on ahead and take this, but also to head-to-head matchup. all the games. The over is 2-1 when they face each other. Last season and this season, between last season and this season, uh, uh, the both teams are 2-1 against each other when it's pertaining to the over. So I'm gladly gonna accept that as my first pick for today's over game for college. Next up, Wake Forest at Duke. Let's see if we can find them. I think they're actually further up, right? Let's see. Let's see. Where? Oh, yeah. There we are. Did that number move? It may have. Let's look at this 140. So I got this minus 110 on FanDuel, 143.5. It did dip up a couple of points here. Now it's one thing for them to go over 147, so it's minus 110. So I grabbed this on FanDuel minus 110 earlier last night. So Wake Forest on the road, the last 5 games. Interesting enough, they're only 2-3 to the number. Last game they went over 138.5. They totaled 158. So I still decided to go with it. But here's the thing: Duke is 3-2. Past 2 games alone, they went over the number. They scored over 100 points in the last 2 games. So I just said, you know what, I'm gonna go on ahead, and this is one of the main reasons why I took it, because Duke has been balling technically the last 2 games, but in general, you know, they've hit the mark 3 out of the last 5 games. So I would gladly take this over. Again, it was 143.5, but as you see, it dipped up to 147.5. But I decided to just go on ahead and trust Wake Forest and Duke to handle business tonight. And then the last over is for the McNeese Stephen F. Austin. I got this on Bet 365, minus 115 for the over, 130 on the nose. Not 135.5, not 134.5. The 130. Excuse me, 130, 135 here. Let's find them. Look for McNeese. Here you go. So the number actually dipped up 2.5 points, 137.5, minus 110 on Caesars. Let's check out the last 5 games. McNeese on the road, they're 3-2 to the over. You know, we're looking at the number here. You see it. It's 130, 134, 170, 142, 134, 147. So when it's around, as you see, when it's under the 134 or around 34 or under, they've gone under the mark. But if it's higher than the number, as you see, they've gone over. So since it's higher than 134, again, it's still 1 point. The one that I got is 135. I feel like this is going to hit. But let's also look at the home team. They're 4-1 to the over. So yeah, 164, 160, 142, 129, and 151. Same instance. All the numbers are, you know, pretty much that one that was 130. It went under that mark, so everything else is above that. So I'm feeling really good about this pick here. Let's see what happens with this one for the over. And the last pick of the night is a spread pick. I decided to go with Florida A&M to cover this plus 3.5. Let's see if the number moved, but it's minus 110 over on FanDuel. Like I said, grabbed this last night. Let's see if this will hit tonight. Let me find them, right? Let's see. They are underdogs. Where are y'all? Are they a later? I can't remember. Were they a later game? Let me go back and look at this real quick. They are. I may have passed them up. They're actually a 7 o'clock game. So I gotta go back. Go back. Let me just go back to the beginning. There. Wait. No, that's not. It's for the Gulf Coast. Florida, where? Oh, here we go. Florida A&M. So the number dipped up 2. So now it's five and a half, plus 5.5 even, minus 110 on FanDuel. So let's look at this. Their opponents, they're 3-2 to the. Well, actually, they're 2-2-1 to covering the spread, because the last game nobody covered, 70-69. So pretty much, yeah. So the last 5 games here, this is what they're doing. But FAMU at home, 5-0. This was like the main reason why I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go on ahead and trust FAMU. They're the dog. Everything. This is basically, like, literally, like, I want to say it's the last game of their season here. I want to believe that they can go out here and cover this now 5.5, but I got it at plus 3.5 this morning. I'm hopeful that they can cover the whatever the plus 3.5 or plus 5.5. Yeah, I just really felt good about this pick again, simply because they're 5-0. Like, the 6-0 sounds great. 6-0. That's an MJ thing, right? My goat. Maybe he's your goat. 6-0 in the finals. Let's go 6-0 here for FAMU. Let's make the magic happen with the spread pick, and let's make it do and celebrate tonight with a win, and or at least a cover for the spread pick. I know I sort of kind of sound like I was saying Star Wars but I love Star Wars, and I can't wait for Andor season 2 on April 22nd. If you've never seen Andor, never seen Star Wars, check them out. Check out the original trilogy from the 70s and 80s. Hopefully you'll love them, and then definitely check out the prequels, because I'm a prequel fan myself. I didn't like the sequels, but anyway, those are all the picks, all 8 of them. Let's see what happens tonight. I'm hopeful that things go the way that I'm hopeful that they will go, and we will continue to push for wins each and every day. I believe, let's double check here, because Outlier may not have anything up. So tomorrow, there's NBA wise, there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 NBA games tomorrow. So I might be able to do a lock pick video tomorrow night, because 2 of the games start at 7 o'clock. I'll just more than likely stick to those 2. Yeah, probably will. And then college, there are my Kentucky boys and my Memphis boys, both my favorite teams for college, are playing tomorrow. Nice. So it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So it looks like there's 44 NCAA college games tomorrow. That's plenty to look at. I see a few games on there. Like I said, I'm a fan of Kentucky, fan of Memphis, and I'm a fan of the Georgia Bulldogs football team. So I still got to support for me. I can't speak for anybody else, but I still got to support the Georgia Bulldogs team. So I probably might do a pick for that game specifically tomorrow, because they actually cashed for me in the last game. Not the last game. The last game we did win on the road, but it's the game prior. But then it may have been the last game. Something happened. It was one of the games where I took the spread or something like that, and they covered, or maybe it was just the points. Whichever one, it worked out, and I was glad. But I'm out, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Leave some comment sections below if you feel up to it. Let's talk about some things. What are your picks for tonight? If you feel comfortable with sharing them, definitely, like I said, be on the lookout for a video tomorrow. Hopefully I can get a 2 lock pick video done tonight for tomorrow. I'm just hopeful that all 8 picks come through tonight, for the overs, for the one under, for the spread, all of that. If I see anything else before the games, or maybe a late game or something, I'll put like 1 extra pick in for both, to make it a full 10 picks for tonight. We'll see what happens. But other than